Alright, y'all. So, welcome back. Welcome back. This is gonna be class 3, part 1. Now, this is gonna be a touchy subject, but I think it's a very important subject to cover. If there's any parents watching, prospective parents, if you aunt or uncle watching them kids, very important video, and I would appreciate some discussion, some back and forth in those comments. Let me know what y'all think. I'm ready to argue on this one. All right. So you know what to do: like, comment, subscribe, share that video, argue with me, and let's get into it. Okay. All right. So in the title, I don't know how many people are familiar. If you're a psychology student, you've got to be familiar with the Bobo Doll study. So I'll probably put a little picture or something of Bobo Doll. But it's one of those inflatable toys, right? It usually comes with a pair of boxing gloves, and you hit it, it falls down, but it comes right back up, right? And so what they did is they wanted to, the practitioner, he wanted to explore social learning. He wanted to investigate social learning, and so this study was really looking at what part the caregivers play in the child's social adaptation, right? And so it's a great example of why what I'm gonna bring up is not beneficial to us raising our young black children. Okay, it can even, this is for everybody, but I'm specifically talking to black people. All right, so we all have stories growing up, right, of getting beat, right? Even you got a lot of black comedians, they have their funny little stories and anecdotes, right? Get this switch, get the branch from the tree. Oh, the branch was too small, so your mama sent you back to get a bigger one, and you go get that little one, but that little one is a little bendy and it's hits you like a whip, right? And we laugh about it. It's funny, right? But what's funnier is that it's kind of sick. It's reminiscent of the plantation, and people will say, oh man, oh, here you go bringing up slavery, right? We're always running from that history, right? That historical fact, that historical that era in our history, right? It's painful. And what do we know? Pain from trauma. One of the best, I shouldn't say best, that's probably a wrong wording. One of the most effective ways to deal with it, it's not, I say most effective, but it's not the most healthy, it's not a positive adaptation, is avoidance. You avoid the truth because it's painful. And so you're avoiding the pain so you can pretend that everything is okay, but it's not. This is reminiscent of the plantation. Beating is reminiscent of the plantation. So again, we go back to, okay, why bring up the Bobo Doll study? What happened there? All right, so what they did was they had a room with toys, and one of the toys in the room was the Bobo Doll. Obviously, the Bobo Doll is going to be the focus of the study. It's called Bobo Doll. Okay. A caregiver comes in with a child, and they have a few different scenarios. One scenario, the caregiver is nice to the Bobo Doll, treats the Bobo Doll well. Another scenario, the caregiver is very nasty, very mean, beats the Bobo Doll. They got weapons in there like hammers and and things, and beating the Bobo Doll, punch the Bobo Doll. And this all while the child is in there, right? So what they do is the caregiver leaves and the child stays in there. Now remember, there's other toys in the room as well. The child now, depending on what the caregiver did, the child treats the Bobo Doll the way the adult did. The adult who was nice and kind to the Bobo Doll, the child was nice and kind to the Bobo Doll. On the opposite end, the child who saw the adult beat up the Bobo Doll, be nasty with the Bobo Doll, picked up the tools that they had there, beaten, strike the Bobo Doll, really mean and nasty to the Bobo Doll, right? And so you see that the child is mirroring what he or she sees his caregiver doing, right? And so you say, okay, well, how does that now translate to it's ineffective or maladaptive to beat your child, or we'll say counterproductive to beat your child? Well, because what you're teaching your child is, the child makes you upset, right? Because you don't beat your kid because you're happy with them, right? They could have done something wrong, and yes, that's frustrating, but you got mad. We've got to focus on that. You got mad. You as the caregiver, you got mad at what they did. And so you decide to say, okay, I'm going to punish the child, right? So what do? You get a switch, you get a paddle, rod, whatever, and you strike the child, right? Well, what that kid is gonna notice is, okay, they were mad, and when they got mad, they hit me. So it's acceptable for me to hit another person when they upset me. Now you might say, oh, well, no, I'm going to tell them, do as I say, not as I do, right? I'm an adult, so I can do this, and I'm in control of myself. And there's a reason why I did it, because I want you to be better. I want you to be good. I don't see it adding up here, all right? They just want me to be a better person. But guess what? I'm never going to do that. I'm not going to, when I get mad, I'm not going to strike out in anger. I'm going to do good. I'm going to discuss what got me upset. Some will say, oh, well, you know, a conversation comes after the beating. The thought process is still going to be, when I'm upset, I now can lash out physically. The Bobo Doll study is a simple and very black and white kind of breakdown or description, right? But it's clear that what you do as a caregiver is instilling these ideas, these functionalities. So, all right, this has been a controversial one. So please like, comment, subscribe, comment, argue below. But appreciate you guys sticking around in this class. I will see y'all in the next one, and share this video, and I will see y'all in part 2. So remember, never stop learning. I'll see y'all in the next class. Peace.